So Ed has done this before and did a fantastic job. Sorry. Did a fantastic job of rounding up the crowds. We did another event. He did, I think, about $120,000 in 5 minutes with a match. There's probably a 40 grand match in there, 50 grand match in there. And then the next year, we did $180,000 in 5 minutes, which for Lancaster County, I think is a pretty good raise. The lessons learned from the first time to the second time when we did it was we had Eddie and then we had a New York Eddie. And New York Eddie was hired. I don't know where he came from, what truck we got him from. And the difference was amazing. Not that, yes, we raised more money, but that was more a function of the fact that this group had learned it the year before. They'd seen it before. But that gentleman didn't have a great connection to the mission. He was uncomfortable. He couldn't say Lancaster. So he did not belong.
It's Cardinal sin.
Yeah.
Right, he just didn't belong. And it felt like he wasn't part of the community, and it really was obvious he wasn't part of the mission. So we never want to do that again. So when Eric and I talked, when Ross and I talked with them, it's very, very important that the person who gets up here, A, is comfortable riling up the crowd, keeping it going, because really you're on for 5 minutes, and then and being able to really speak to the mission when that part's important and have it be authentic. So those are my kind of key things. Eddie, can you impart some wisdom for us?
Sure. Well, thanks for having me.
Yeah,
Thank you.
for coming, Eddie.
A couple of things. First, the technology itself, we took it out of the gate, pretty much live, and everything went off, right, with Hedge, which is good. I think there's a couple of things to take away is, in life and in business and in general, whether it's our kids or customers or whatever, one thing we're all competing for is attention. We're in a hyper-driven world. At galas, people come for their own things, their own reasons, and that's okay. And so structure, we can talk about like architecture, like how to maximize and not oversaturate for attention, and condition the audience, etc. And that's fine. I'm happy to share the little I can there. The biggest takeaway, I think Kirk teed up well, which is great because we didn't really speak that much, is it's about being authentic. The biggest thing I can tell you, it's not performance. It's not your job to extract this. So it's just our job to be a conduit for whatever reason we're there for. You either believe it or you don't. Dogs smell fear, people smell BS. And it's just a really good chance to stand and be vulnerable, excited, and transfer your passion for whatever reason it is you're there. I believe deeply in the goodness of people, and especially in this area. And so it's just a really fun time. I would fight the urge. I'm projecting my own mental issues, I guess, but like fight the urge to especially in the beginning, for it to feel like a performance. It's really exciting. It's new. A couple of technical things is making sure that people know that there'll be an opportunity to do this. Make sure, throughout the evening, we talked about get your phones out. We talked about making sure they know the number, getting ready, so that when you actually come to it and the clock goes, you go. And at that point, it's just about being the conduit for what you're seeing, and it happens pretty much in real time. So as soon as people see it, you're going to see it. And if you're lucky, the number's going to go fast. If not, and actually, I think the first time we hit it in like 2 minutes.
Yeah, one of the strategies that we talk about is if you have people in the organization that you know are going to donate already. So you know some folks, some board members that are going to donate. We need them to be ready ahead of time. So if it's $500, $100, $1,000, $2,000, let's get those folks teed up before we kick off so that they're the first ones who text. And that gets the motion going.
I think you chunk it. If they're like, you might have someone that says, "I'm going to just I'm planning on giving $5 grand." Well, they can hit it with 250 to get it started because there's the price anchoring. There's some everything's a $5 pledge. You see 5,000, or and they can tease it out, or you can come out of the gate strong. And that's really, you guys know your culture of your organization and the attendees. So making sure the attendees know that there's going to be an opportunity to give, making sure you've teed them up that this is coming. Technology things like they've got the phone number, they've got the text, it's available. You reference it once or twice, and then making sure and then you just have fun. Like if you get $50, that's a big deal. And everything I tried to do, it really wasn't about the money. It's about the impact that money can do. So I'm not sure exactly all the organizations are involved, but if you see an amount that's the equivalent to someone going on a trip or someone getting something, that's what we're really connecting. It's about the change that we're all here to wrought in lives. And I think that making sure that the money is a function to that end. And just, yeah, I can't stress enough, release expectations, be present, and just have a great time, because it's a really interesting experience, and it's pretty humbling actually just to be part of. So that's the broad strokes. Is there any questions, specifics? Happy to answer any questions.
Yeah, let's start with, does the MC explain the process?
Yeah, it's they do. We had some instructions on the table and cards with 3 or 4 of those, but it's really simple. Text this number, text the amount, let's go. Do it twice, make sure it works, ha ha ha. Right.
Should, Kurt, do you want us to get out our phones and do it now?
Yeah, we can simulate a little bit.
All right.
Can I ask you a quick question?
Yes, please.
So the text me to review your blood total, if they text me just to start, just get that phone number in there, text it.
Yeah, so that's part of the structure. What we do is
So now they don't even have to put a number.
Right, they can text.
That's right.
Anything.
And so,
50, 10.
yep, you got it. So typically through the night, the MC's got a number of responsibilities. Hey, okay, if you grab your drink, set to the table, and we're sort of working the crowd up at that point. I don't have much, so I rely overly heavy on humor. So you're getting everybody. It's a fun night, right? Hey, bring your drinks, bring 2. Let's go. By the way, on your table, you'll see a card. Go ahead, pull your phones out, text that, say hello, make sure you've got that number. It's going to be a big deal. We're going to have a chance to change some lives tonight, so we want to make sure you have that number in your phone. All right, excellent point. Thanks for bringing it up.
And how far in advance do you do that? Do you do that before, some of that before the event even occurs?
I see that like 2 or 3 times. Because when we go...
I mean before the whole event.
Oh yeah, that's up to each individual, but I appreciate, I saw the teaser video. I would actually make this a highlight of the night. So I would tease this out. I'd be like, be sure to bring your phone, stay tuned. We've got a great opportunity. Because what I like about this is it's very egalitarian. Some people can write a $5,000, $10,000 check. Some people, they go to galas. If there's no silent auction with like local gift cards or whatever, it's like, well, I'm glad I'm here, but I didn't really feel like I got a chance to engage. This is truly egalitarian, and it sort of levels the playing field. And as the MC, what you really want to dial in is give what you can in a way that feels good, but give something, right? We got penny, after we hit our number, I was up there for another couple of minutes, and people were 25 cents and $1, and I was like, you know what? Keep them coming, because I think we probably got $5,000, $10,000 in low increments. So yeah, I would absolutely make this a function of the evening. It's very special. It's very, very easy. And if you've ever been to galas before, you've been to a number, it's not always the easiest thing to donate. This is super fun, super easy, super modern. It's also a bit of a brand about your organization that you're looking to do that. Any other questions? Good question, by the way. Cool. And this is my real accent. I just do this for emceeing. All right. So all right. Is this live? Are we doing this?
Yep.
Okay. So everybody, get your phone up. You know who you are, and I can see you. You don't have your phone, right? This is exactly how I do it. Okay. If you need help spelling that out, ask a neighbor. Let's go. So 717-925-3155. Everyone got their phone up? Okay, who's going? Who's going to be first? Who's going to be my first? Let's see, what do we got? All right, 25. Who's going to be 100? Somebody's feeling good. Whoa! 520, 110, 400. Okay, where are we at? So we got 50,000. Look, we're already up at 3,500. $1, 5. I'll take all the dollar pledges anybody wants to give. Keep them coming. 5,000. Let's go. Dig deep. So while we're doing this, I just want to remind everyone, if you're here tonight, thank you. If I personally invited you, thank you. We're here to have fun, but we're here to change lives and share about the mission. 20,000. Okay, we've got 5 minutes. You get the idea. It's that easy. Sorry.
Now, as you get closer
Yep.
to the goal match, do you
Yeah.
need to be encouraging them?
It will.
If you have a match sponsorship, that really becomes a pivotal goal, and if things start to lag, the MC needs to push that through because that is
Who's going to be the one to take us to 40,000? Who's going to do it? Somebody here. That's right.
I did it.
Hey, there we go. All right. Okay, we're almost there, guys.
We're working on
Oh,
it.
you're working a match. And Greg, we've got a $20,000 match.
Okay. So yeah,
Mike pledged that, actually.
You're welcome.
so if we
Yeah, I'll just need to get the particulars from you.
we can talk about it. Guys, this is great. If we hit our goal, we're going to double it, and then you talk about what that doubling does. And really, again, the money is good. It's about the change. I would encourage everybody to have an authentic, personal thing they can share about how their lives be impacted by engaging in the mission, and really how reciprocal the altruism is. And really, all of us will go home tonight and our lives won't be substantially changed for this, but I guarantee what you do tonight will absolutely disproportionately change someone's life. And we don't get that opportunity often, so let's make sure we dig deep, because when we're done, we're done. Let's keep going, there we go. Nets, etc. And then as you get close to a match or your goal, it actually, you're going to find yourself getting very excited. It's actually, when you hit it, it's make a big deal about it. This is why we're here. We work all year long, and this is usually a big event for most organizations.
We've worked all year long.
Yeah, I believe it.
And so how do you celebrate? Is that music?
I actually just yelled and said thank you a lot.
Does the band strike up?
Yeah, Barb, we're going to have the Uptown Band there.
Yeah.
Eric and I were catching up on this, so I think we can bring them in on the plan here.
Yep. There'll be a choice you'll make. Like if you hit it early, you get 2 minutes, and you want to keep going. That's fine. That can be a long 2 minutes, especially if it tapers off. In which case we'll transition. All right, we're going to keep this up. If anybody finds extra money in their sofa they want to give, go ahead. Meanwhile, bar's open, or we're going to hear from her, whatever. Just segue. But I think knowing that might be a gut decision. We hit it very early, and I just kept yelling for 3 minutes. It was a long 3 minutes. We did raise some more money, and everybody had fun. But yeah, you feel it.
James, how you feeling?
Good.
It's pretty straightforward, right?
Yep. All right, so
Is there
Should we role play?
is there value, Eddie?
No, bring each of these up.
Oh yeah, okay.
Is there value in, like the MCs are not always connected to the mission. Sometimes they're, like we talked about, New York Eddie. There might be some value if you're leveraging talent that is not intimately connected. Spend the time to connect them. Make sure they know things, because in that 3 minutes of dead air time, that's where they are.
James was born. He can't help himself. And we'll spend some time with Greg to make sure Greg's got young kids and, he's been around the community.
and this dude, just looking at some of or understanding that you've got some donors pegged kind of a while, understanding some of the people and who they are and being able to roast them a little bit.
So that's exactly
I mean,
call
humor
them
as well.
Call them
If
out.
you roast people, they're gonna want to.
Whoever's sitting next to so and so, get the mouths out of their wallet. Ha
Yeah.
ha ha. Right. Did I just see so and so leave the room? Get back in here.
Yeah.
With permission. Yeah. So if I don't Kurt's mentioned here, if we want to.
Yeah.
Yeah, that'd be great. Like pull a marching band through the room when you hit your match.
Well, we have the marching band coming.
That would be. I've done a lot of galas, and every year I advocate for a marching band. I think it's either a great kickoff, and everyone like that's great, and then as soon as you hit the match, the back throw. But
Well, we'll have
I've been
the
called a
band
radical
there.
before.
We'll literally have the
Uptown-
whatever it is. The
yeah.
Uptown Band will be able
Do you
to.
want to get like streamers shooting out of cannons?
You can't overhype this because this, one of the,
You know a
Yeah,
guy.
we did get some confetti
one of the
cannons
things
going.
about this is,
Streamers are easy to clean up.
yeah, it's hopeful that you're conditioning your audience really for next year, right? So if you do this right, this becomes a flagship event. Through the year, you're like seeking out other donors. Hey, last year so-and-so had a match, we'd love to, and the match gets bigger next year. And galas, you know, they're not everyone's cup of tea, and this is a great way to make it fun, make it accessible, and be part of something, right? That's what we're all looking for, connection.
I'm not sure if this is going to be everyone's cup of tea, but it's not going to be a traditional gala.
I saw the trailer. It looked, you're pegging my decade. That's pretty good. All right, Kurt, you want to have people take it for a spin?
Sure. Who wants to give it a try?
Let's go. We're all friends.
Emcee as well?
Oh, hey, Greg.
Greg, be our icebreaker.
Yeah, I can get up there. Yeah, you guys asked me to break the ice, so who's breaking the ice with the pledging now? Come on. We got to hit a match goal of $50,000, people. I have $7.50 in my wallet, so I'm not going to get it going. I need you to get it going right there. I'm looking at you. Sir, I'm looking at you. Sir, I'm looking at you to get this going. Let's keep this going on. Mr. Kramer, I saw you over here. $10. We got $10. Mr. Kramer's having an off day, so I need somebody else to get some money going. Come on now. We got $500. Thank you so much. $500. $500. $500. $500. If we keep the $500, screw the $500. We got $9,000, ladies and gentlemen, on the board. $9,000, we're almost there, we're at $13,000. Let's keep it going, let's keep it going, keep the energy up. Sorry, my throat's running low.
Yeah, water is your friend.
Yeah, right. And then I would love to sit down with you as well and really get, I have a little bit of
We have-
understanding. But,
We have stories to give.
perfect. But yeah,
And yeah, reach out to one key audience members.
well then, yeah, I like, not the particulars, because I understand the guest list is probably guarded, but
No, we'll share.
okay, yeah, just knowing who's coming, because I know a ton of people, but
If
it's
you could get
playing with
somebody
the crowd.
introduce you to them beforehand.
Yeah. Well, I probably know them already. I
Yeah.
saw that you sent
Just let-
Davis and Tracy are coming.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool. Did we hit our match goal?
Close.
Come on, guys, we didn't hit our match goal. I'm still up here having conversations with you.
It works. What's crazy is how quick it works.
Yeah, you text, we get the money. Even if you don't get a response.
One more did it.
Look at that. Yeah, even if you don't get a response back on your phone right away, we got your money. And you will eventually get the response back.
It's tough. I feel the urge to look at the screen.
You'll have to.
You do, but you have to glance, because if you
Right.
sit there doing this for a little while, then I feel you all on my back, and that's
Right.
not
Yeah.
all where I want you.
It's
It
a long
is.
time. I did a lot of walking back to the screen so I could.
Yeah, I think constant movement, because, I mean, the screen's gonna be right by the stage.
Well, we're not quite sure. That's the other.
Because kind of being on both sides.
We haven't quite determined the final location of the screen. I would just also encourage, you've got the big green thing that you're gonna see, but also keep in mind you've got other ones.
Yeah, because we're gonna start moving fast, so pick out the big ones and pick out the little ones.
Yeah. And I think the thing is to make everyone feel good, whatever they're given.
Yeah.
I don't know what the age limit is, but my daughter was able to pledge, you know, she's a teenager. It's a great way of building audience for your, like your community.
Yep,
For all the marketing stuff you're gonna do for the rest of the year.
yep.
Can I ask, and I was talking to Erica, she knows, a little more than I do, curious. How can the money be collected through, like, I'm in talks right now with Penn State to do a text at the game, so, next year Ohio State, Penn State on the big screen, where everyone can text immediately, that's billed against their phone bill, Verizon, however it's collected through their third-party banking system, and the money would be transferred to us, right? Can we
That's
do
not
that here?
this.
Well, I have payment that you can pay off through the device, but I can't pay through the phone bill. So
That's right,
if
you
you
use
want to be
Apple
able to
Pay.
pay through the phone bill, you have to do something else.
Okay.
My thing, you can put money in and then type payment, or I can send a payment link, They click on it, and it comes up with a page, Apple Pay, ting ting.
Okay, so we could have that
Yeah.
feature, okay.
Yeah,
That'd
that's
be great to have
typically-
in the card on the table and stuff.
Yeah, because
Okay.
that's gonna come up as questions, but I don't think that's something the MC wants to do. I think that's something.
Well, real quick, you're using
Keller.
Keller, so in your event.
And they've
it's-
used this before.
Yeah, Keller knows what they're doing, so it's just take the money and it's gonna be tied to the bidder number.
Okay.
So when they go to check out at the end of the evening, they'll get a total bill with any silent auction items, any other drink bar items, anything else you've got on that account, and they'll settle up and go.
If they want to do Apple Pay, how would that get to us? How would that?
Well, no, that's Keller, you're Keller,
Okay.
you're Keller, so
Okay.
whatever
So
Keller
we're
does,
just doing
you're
Keller.
Keller.
But that would be the only option, then they'd have to go.
Can we could take a quick timeout?
Yeah.
Can we talk about Penn State and phone
Yeah.
bills at after
Sure.
11
Yeah, that's a different-
a.m. today?
Yeah.
Just to keep that
Yeah, I just wanted to know if people could do it on the spot, that's all, I just was
on
worried.
this.
But we'll have their bidder number when they text?
Yes.
We'll get their phone number, so I will be keeping a spreadsheet with their name, their bid number, and their cell number. So we're gonna capture as many cell numbers in advance as possible, and then we'll capture more that night. The advantage of getting it ahead of time is no lines at that table to get their cell numbers so we can match them up.
Okay.
Yep, and then when we have checkout, I'm sorry, I should have really gone through the whole timeline of this stuff. If somebody came to the event, didn't register, paid at the door, never did any of this, I'll still capture their money. I'll still have the phone number. When they go to check out, they're gonna say, I don't have a bidder number. Keller knows that they can either pull up any phone on the spot or a computer screen, and they'll look up by the phone number, get the amount, have them pay. So that we do that, again, to keep an elegant experience, because I think it's cheesy if my thing popped up and said pay now. I want to keep people bidding, I want to keep them shooting money. Now, again, we can do other style events where we ask for the payment if somebody's external, there's a million options.
That's important for us, in the sense what I want to do is because, you, your dad, and 100 other people in that room invite 8, 10, 12 people who've never returned an RSVP card to us.
Right.
They're just showing up, write their
Right.
names at the door, and that's it. So I want to make sure we capture.
Absolutely.
You
all
want to
those
be,
people.
yeah,
When they
Erica wants to
come
be
up-
doing that homework ahead of time.
Yeah,
Okay.
we're gonna be talking about this early and often.
Okay.
We're even putting an insert in the gala invitation talking about a little bit more why bringing yourself in, why getting that number ahead of time, so the wait in a line is important.
Yeah. Yeah, I mean, the numbers here will start out, again, when you start this event out, and we say, okay, everybody, for once, we want you to get your phones out instead of putting them away.
So it is some of the logistics, and so a lot of the MC function, especially early in the night, is housekeeping, right? Like, hey, there's a couple bars in here, a couple bars, go have fun, we're getting ready to kick off in 40 minutes. Hey, if you haven't got your bid number, go do that before you go to table. So typically, you're up like 2 or 3 times before this, and so hopefully you're just touching on it, it's not a lecture, it doesn't need overly explained, but you're just housekeeping,
We'll put it
There'll be enough stuff comes up.
And
And then off, yeah.
having instructions on the table.
Okay.
Yeah, just tell people that's the number, text that number, get your phone out, text that number, give us $1, give us 100, give us 1,000, 717-925-3155. We have done some situations where we've texted folks with a pretty graphic or something as soon as they register. So, and again, if somebody random came in and said, I want to be here, you're going to pay their money to come. We're going to ask for their phone number. We're going to type that in. And again, all that we're doing with correlating a bidder number to a phone number is convenience for checkout.
Okay.
That's really, I don't care.
That's what I was worried about. I worry about the groups that come and
Yep.
never
It's
direct
gonna be a great way
contact.
to get more contact information, you're gonna need more names, you're gonna need more cell numbers.
Right.
Yep. Oh, yeah. You'll have all that data after. the event.
Building your community.
And you'll know, I'll be able to show you who donated often. If you did 3 of them, totals, so you'll be able to look and see who was really generous, who wasn't, and talk to them after the event.
Okay.
Perfect. It says bidder number and then my cell phone number here.
Yep.
Will they be different at the event? Because I'm.
Oh, yeah, I don't have a bidder number because you're not registered.
Right, but
Yeah.
if I were, it
It would
would
say
say
bidder number 101. If we look at,
This is so much.
sorry, if we look at me, so it should type, I don't know why I'm not getting responses. Oh, there we go. I'm bidder number 201. I don't even worry about the phone number.
Mike?
List, there are more commands, I don't think we need to do them. List would show you this, you know, your top 10 pledges, but I don't want them looking at this, I want them looking at this. So that's why we don't really, the only thing we reveal is the me. You can do negative pledges, which again, we don't really talk about, but if somebody flips out and gets upset, and then I added a 0,
Screens, everybody.
yeah, gotta figure out how to turn that off.
Yeah, that'd be amazing.
Do that again. So we're 8 right there. So if I took off another $2,200, I don't throw it up on the board here intentionally because we don't want people seeing negative numbers. And if stuff's flying in, nobody notices, you know, that I just sucked $200 or $2,000 out of the total, and away it comes down.
Kirk, are there any characters that throw things off? If someone includes a dollar, sometimes I can throw it off, or they include like.
So I've got a, I have a run-up show for you. What'll happen is,
And I take
around 7:30, kind of, I've got this well,
negatives, positives,
verbose.
so we see it all. And
Oh, you rounded it up, it's
7:30 or
12:50,
something
you
like
put
that.
13.
Perfect. We're going to export the registration files out of what's
Always
called
up.
one cause. That's our registration system. So we'll export a CSV out, we'll hand that to Kirk. Kirk will import that CSV file.
That's at 7.
I did my
At like
work
7:30, and it's 2 columns. It's mobile phone number and it's
yeah, if
bidder
you
number.
type, there's even,
That's what powers this thing. Then once this shuts down, he's going to give us a file, and we're going to import it into one cause, and that's what's going to power checkout. I have proven that it works. Hey, Kirk.
like I'll put your name, drank a full glass of liquid LSD with his eggs, then he slept for 8 months straight. When he woke, he rubbed his eyes and it said, all in all, I prefer gin. You know?
Yeah, and I wouldn't.
So we, you know, some people know you, it's one of those things, the Pope told him it was okay to have an extra fly.
Yeah, so, and that's why having them like start scrolling maybe because
If you drop a photograph needle on his nipple to place the beach board with pet sounds.
So scroll.
What's the Easter egg?
Usually it's whoever's like Daryl, Austin, different people just type their name and I'll have your name in there.
So Ross has.
So Kirk,
Yeah.
for in our run of show,
To select from.
what we're going to do is,
So he, that's it, in fact, he helped bring the copy to the thing for today. He's gonna provide images.
She makes one person go through this for 5 minutes.
But yeah, I don't remember any of your scripts too.
We need to put together.
Yeah, I think so. I used to have one meeting and so we could actually do something.
yeah, sometime around, once check-in closes, I'm going to give you
I like that there's
which is
no
going to be mobile phone number, right?
Do any of that ahead of time? Yeah, I'll take whatever you got ahead of time. I'll take whatever you got after.
Differential, or then
We've talked about how
so then I'll give you the full thing.
some off the top.
Mike or my guy Drew will
You don't want to
do
get
that.
there
And then sometime around,
and then
once
you
this
have
is
to-
overnight,
So,
she'll try to give us a file.
Okay. Yeah,
Is that
I
good?
can show you that right now. I can do that.
I can show a video to the board of Eddie doing this the rest.
What do you
Kind of
got?
get
Go
them.
to Tiger.
I said Horizon Gala.
Is that they call them galas?
Slash admin.
Something like that.
Yes. Oh, yes, Horizon. But yeah, so we'll talk about this. I'll try not to take because I also need to go over some things like that. And I want to introduce
To understand the.
Okay. Check out.
Days a week after that.
Check out again.
And then you guys tell me, hey, I know this. Like that.
Perfect.
Okay, we'll change that.
I said, don't say that.
Hats off.
Mr. Rock and Roll.
Thank you, sir.
So, yeah.
Now, who's handling this over on Erica's side?
Handling what?
Stray.
Be detrimental to the last.
Stray guys?